the Enforcer.
I believe you're called enforcers, Gordon. I sell women's shoes.
And the Stallion.
Stallion, baby! I am not what you would call a handsome man. I'll kick you in the nuts and you'll smile at me and like it. Oh, nice!
Welcome back to another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. We are your hosts. He is the Stallion. I am the Enforcer. And we are on the precipice of a very busy weekend in the professional wrestling world. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about House of Hardcore 37 live from Philadelphia. Because I will be watching this as we record tonight. Are you watching as well, Joe?
No, but now I feel like a jerk for not watching at the same time that we're recording.
That's okay. I'll tell you right now, Dan Maff they're in Philly. Dan Maff came out giving everybody the finger wearing a Tom Brady shirt. You want to talk about heat. And he's also wrestling Ace Romero. I don't know if you're familiar with Ace Romero at all, if you've ever seen him.
Is he related to Rocky Romero?
No, but the best way I can describe him, and I don't want anybody to take any offense to what I'm about to say, he looks like a cross between the Beer City Bruiser and Yokozuna.
Ooh, that is a tough combo right there.
That is a tough combo, and he's wrestling Dan Maff, who is not a small guy either. So, frankly, I'm worried the ring is going to collapse. This match is awesome. I'm marking out for this.
Wow. But he's really hyped it up pretty good already.
I'm a big mark for the House of Hardcore. I'm also a big mark for my buddy Ref Ryan, who you and I, we worked the House of Hardcore show a couple of times. The great guys over there, Tim and Tommy Dreamer, and our buddy Ref Ryan, they do the right thing, and we're happy to help them. We're a little street team for the House of Hardcore. We're there. We're slinging merch. I'm selling shirts. Moose, I don't want to talk. I mean, we've told the story on the air before, but some people go to stores and they buy things, Joe. Some people go to stores and they take things.
Yeah, I mean, some people use their, massive size and football and wrestling background to intimidate, just an honest guy trying to sell T-shirts at a wrestling show. I don't know why, Moose felt it was necessary to do that. But hey, he got himself an NWO shirt at the end of the deal and plastered it all over social media the next day. So looked it right in my face.
Did he take a picture with like Evander Holyfield or something ridiculous?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Right on Instagram. Yeah.
Moose stole a shirt from you in broad daylight. That's a shoot. I mean, we've told this story before. Moose came up to you and he looks at you and he's like, what do you say? Can I cop this or can I take this?
He wanted a shirt and kind of asked me like 3 times if he could just take it without paying. And after the 3rd time, I was like, you know what, just go ahead. I don't really want to. I was done with Moose at that point. I was done with it. I didn't do the smart thing and ask for anything from him in return. I just let him take an NWO T-shirt. So Moose owes me a solid, I would say, because
maybe he'll come on the show. Maybe Moose will come on the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, I'll float that out there to him, and I'll see if we can get Mr. Moose on the podcast. We could play his intro music, which I find very catchy.
Hey, speaking of Moose, remember the time he fist bumped you and broke your wrist?
Yeah, that was another one. Moose he seems to have some sort of issue with me. We were ringside at ROH. I think it was a TV taping, and he had wrestled a match. I don't know if it was it was one of those like 6-man scramble type, 6-man whatever matches. And he had won and he jumped out of the ring and he was kind of fist bumping the fans and he just stood right in front of me and I had to stand up and I stuck my fist out and he gave me a pound and, I had a bruised knuckle for I think like 2 to 4 weeks. I was on IR.
He didn't give you a pound. He punched you.
He punched my hand. Yeah.
I'm
a small man. I'm a small man, Mike. I can't handle when former NFL linemen punch me in the fingers. I can't do it.
You should have took a dive and be like, I bruise easily.
I should have.
Oh God. Ace Romero was about to do a dive outside the ring. Holy shit, on a shingle. Holy fuck. I've never seen anything like that before. Excuse my language. Oh, my God. The guy, might have to edit that. The guy's like 500 pounds, did a dive on Dan Maff, hit him with the dive, and then just slipped on his ass, and 500 pounds of man hit the concrete with no padding outside whatsoever. Hard as shit, Joe. Oh my God, I have to find a way to gift that. Unbelievable. And now he's bleeding. This is tremendous. This match is really... This match is something else.
Now he's bleeding. This is tremendous. That's got to be a drop at some point.
Oh, got sent down the floor. Holy shit. Wow, this is... If anybody's wondering, I mean, you hear us on the show. If anybody's wondering if I actually am as big of a mark as I come across in the show, you hear it right now. I am. Joe, you've sat next to me hundreds of times. I get into it, man. I buy in. Spinning Larry. Dude, this is 6 stars. Somebody called Daddy Meltzer.
Oh God! All right. Well, now I feel okay. Well, so what did you want to cover on today's show, buddy? I know we got some predictions to make for this weekend.
How about we do this? Well, topically right now, it's all over the place. You're looking at Yahoo, CBS, Fox, AOL, everywhere. The topic of conversation is Vince McMahon bringing back the XFL. I want to talk about that first because it's hot, it's topical, hot off the press, and then I want to go into our NXT predictions, and I want to go into our Royal Rumble predictions. How's that sound? That sounds great to me. Rumor has it Vince McMahon is bringing back the XFL. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed now by this point.
Yes, I believe it is confirmed.
It's a pretty strong rumor, I should say. Vince announced yesterday it's coming back January 2020, which is probably 2 years away. So, I mean, it's a little premature, I guess you could say. But it's going to take place January 2020. It's going to run pretty much in the football offseason, which I think is a smart thing to do. A couple of things that I took from the press conference yesterday. A, you will stand for the national anthem. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. 2, there will be zero politics whatsoever in the sport. And 3, if you have any kind of criminal record, you will not be in the league. Immediately, I'm upset that Pac-Man Jones will not be winning any trophies. Aside from that, I don't even know. Everybody's like, oh, I'm not going to watch it. It sounds stupid. I don't like to do it. Who cares? What are you doing Sunday afternoon at 3:30 in the middle of February anyway? You probably would want to be home watching football. And if that's the case, it's going to give me something to do. I'm not going to boycott the NFL just to watch this. You don't have to. It's in the offseason. It's harmless. I think if there are guys that incredibly tight, I think if there are guys that people want to see play football that aren't playing football, example, Kaepernick, Johnny Football, T.O., Ocho Cinco, people like that, and, the XFL gives them a place to play, then go for it, man. I have no issue with it whatsoever. And apparently McMahon is going to continue his operations in WWE, which is going to be interesting. And he says he's going to stay out of the limelight in the XFL. Do you believe that to be true? Do you think he's actually going to be able to take a back seat on anything?
I'm sure he won't be. I mean, the way I think some of the quotes that I read from the press conference was that he said he was going to hire professionals to be kind of in the administration of the league and things like that and try to stay out of it. I'm sure he won't be completely out of it. I think that he will hopefully stay out of he'll stay in the background as far as, the media and things like that. I think he would be smart to do that. It seems like there's at least a couple of things that they realized why it didn't work the first time that they have already addressed. I'm not sure if there's additional things they're going to be changing up with rules and stuff. And I know they haven't really even identified the cities for the teams, but I think the fact that he hopefully will stay in the background and not be at the forefront of it, and that he basically started his own separate company with his own $100 million backing to get it started, and that it'll be completely separate from WWE and there won't be any crossover Like I know the first round of it, they had like Jim Ross doing announcing, and there was Jerry Lawler, and there was like cheerleaders, and there was they were like kind of running angles and stuff in the locker room. It was like, so there's too much of that. If they just keep it as a football league that has different players, and maybe some of the players like you mentioned, whether it's guys that are retired from the NFL or guys who can't make it that are name type guys that people might want to see play, and they just keep it like a regular league with some different rules, then maybe it will work a little bit better, than last time. At least hopefully maybe they've learned some things from the mistakes that they made the first time around.
I think what's hip and what's cool now is everybody shitting on new ideas on Facebook and on social media and just talking shit about it. And who cares, man? If Vince wants a football league and it doesn't hurt anything, he took it's his own money that he funded himself. I think, what was it, $200 million, $100 million?
Yeah, I think I read $100 million. That was in one article, so I'm not sure if it's completely accurate, but that was about what I had read. It was like $100 million of his own money to start this new company and kind of be the beginning of the financial backing for this new version of the XFL.
Yeah, and he's doing it himself. There's no harm, no foul to give guys, or like Rod Smart. I mean, he hate me, the most famous guy I think of all time. The most famous XFL football player. He had a career with the Panthers after that, correct? I mean, he had a pretty successful career as a punt returner.
Yeah, he definitely made it into the NFL, and I think he was there at least for a few years. So he made it there. And did you see the ESPN 30 for 30 special on the XFL that came out a few months back?
No, I didn't. I was actually watching House of Hardcore.
Oh. All right. Well, anyway, I won't get into too much of all that. I mean, what it was about, but there were things in there that they pointed out, of course, the failures and things that went wrong. But there were some things that the league did that, caught on. And I think that like sky camera, overhead cam that is now used in the NFL at various points, like the XFL introduced that, I believe. So there are some things along those lines that they did that the NFL adopted, whether it's just presentation wise or things of that nature. So, they did have some good ideas, I guess, the first time around. And maybe if they do some things like that, or they try to do some more innovative stuff that people catch on to, that maybe they can make something out of it. I mean, I hope for his sake that it lasts longer than one season this time, because that was a little bit rough the last time that it was. I think it was NBC that was showing it, because NBC did not have a football package for the NFL at the time, and after one season, it pretty much just crapped out. And
I'm pretty excited for you and I to finally, me, you, and BK all to finally be able to root for the same team. That's something I'm really looking forward to. Kyle as well. I don't care what team. I mean, it could be the Montana Maulers or whatever it is. I mean, remember when MLB went on strike, and Al and the guys started the Jiggly Room baseball league. That should be awesome. And not for nothing, Dan Maff just hit a burning hammer on Ace Romero, and I'm stunned. I'm speechless. Rest in peace. Jesus, sweet Mother of Mercy Almighty. That was ridiculous. But I'll be interested to see if it's going to be like on like Twitch or Facebook Live or stuff like that too, or if he's actually going to have a network deal for it, or if I would just put on the WWE Network at that rate. Who knows?
Yeah, I was listening to Michael Kay's radio show on the way home, and he has Peter Rosenberg, who does some of the pre-show work for certain pay-per-views for WWE, and they were talking about things like that as far as how they were going to get the games out there to be shown on television, whether it would be a network deal. And they were just kind of kicking around different things. And one of the things that somebody mentioned was, maybe they would get some TV deal on some station, whatever it might be, and there's a game of the week that's shown once a week. But if you want like the package, like, the NFL offers a Sunday ticket package, then you have to subscribe to the network and you can see any game, that type of thing. So maybe something like that will occur. I don't know what their outlets are or what their opportunities would be for national broadcast, or maybe it'll be a thing like where they stream it on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. But hopefully they